We are at SEMA 2022. Wanted to take a few minutes to let the designer talk about this amazing Mustang behind us. So I'd like to introduce Kevin Cassar of CPD. We're going to turn it over to you, and I will just pepper you with questions as we go. All right?
Absolutely.
Please take it away, Kevin.
Hey, everybody. As you said, my name is Kevin Cassar. I'm the founder and CEO of Cassar Performance and Design. And what we have behind us is the essence of my interpretation and of what a Mustang is, and that is freedom. Myself, I spent over a year with 6 iterations of 6 different designs, 6 different sets of wheels, everything to where we are today. And I took about 2,000 hours with my team alone and over 20 months just building the car. Wow. One of the first things I want to note is that other than the sheet metal on the car, nothing is stock. It may have OEM parts, but it's OEM plus. So one thing before I start with that is this is a modern take on the original 1968 Mustang GT California Special,
right,
turn up to 11. As you
right,
know, Carroll Shelby had his hand in that car. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring that to the modern era of what a California Special, the essence of that car should be. The cool thing is that this whole front clip is a Mach 1 S550 front clip and fascia, and it's all OEM, the first one on Earth.
Wow.
So I spent hours and hours in R&D developing the aero, the fit, the finish, how everything would be packaged, from the Mishimoto oil cooler, air-to-air oil cooler, to the 3-core aluminum radiator, to the brake ducts that are behind here and here, to the massive Willwood SXR calipers and 15-inch rotors. And the main essence of the car, we wanted to make sure that, when we're road racing autocross, heat is the enemy of performance, right? And when you're doing that, cooling is number one. So, of course, everything has royal purple. This has 11.5 quarts of XBR 5W30, the best racing engine oil on Earth, and I stand by that 110%. And then to ensure that the cooling is even better, we use royal purple ice in all the cooling, okay, throughout the entire vehicle. It's got, for fueling, it's got stock fuel injectors for the port and direct injection, but it's got a full Works return style fuel system with dual fuel pump in the fuel head in the system. It runs on E85R, and she makes 530 horsepower, and it redlines at 8,000 RPM.
That's amazing. So you talked about autocross a little bit. Is that...
That is in future plans.
Okay.
About a month and a half ago, I did the first shakedown in northern Arizona, and I pulled about 2.5 Gs in a lateral corner, and it was nuts. It was absolutely incredible.
That's amazing. So there are other next steps for this vehicle? Is it
next steps is to really just dial in the suspension. That's where my forte is in chassis suspension.
Okay. I
spent a lot of my teen years and a lot of my young adult life learning suspension geometry, and I'm not an engineer grad, but I'm a self-taught engineer, and I'm proud of that. So I did all the suspension geometry, and my good Devin, good part of my team, we spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in suspension. It's got a world first in AED performances, billet upper and lower control arms. Okay. It takes about 20 pounds off the suspension off the front. It's got Fortunato 510 series coilovers that were co-developed with us. It's got 24-way adjustable coilovers. The last thing we have to do is just dial in the dampening and rebound.
Okay.
For that to get it ready for the autocross, and then we've got to change up the wheel setup and tire setup because it's just the street setup.
Right. Excellent. So obviously, I'm guessing suspension is one of the things that you feel strongly about with this car.
Yes.
Are there any other things that you think this truly sets it apart? Things that you feel kind of special about?
The thing that really sets this apart, in my opinion, is the design and how everything is packaged together. I've been around Mustangs my whole life, mm-hmm, and I've studied how Lee Iacocca And Gail Halderman designed the Mustang in 1964 and a half, and for the first generation. And nothing, and I've seen a million S550s done today, but nothing is to the cleanliness and the clean lines of how a fastback Mustang, from the belt line here to the fastback, how it ties together and pulling that all together, expanding the width without a wide body, you know. And I wanted to package that all without ruining Ford's original design. And if you really look at that and everything that's packaged, I'm just proud of the fact that, you know, we were able to be the first to do the whole front clip conversion from Mach 1 and just tie this in. And I'm just proud that it speaks for itself, and that's why it separates from the pack.
It really does. It is a beautiful vehicle, and I can't wait to see it actually doing its thing someday. The other thing I just want to touch on for just a moment, it is reminiscent of the California Special. For you, what does that mean?
So the reason why there's a folded flag on the dash is, you know, I am a true American through and through. My great uncle was a retired Marine. I almost went into the Marine Corps, and nothing ever, it just, freedom, when I'm driving this, it's just the essence of freedom, and I feel most alive, and that is what this car represents. And that is what truly the Mustang is about. That's what, you know, when the Mustang was in infancy, that's what it was supposed to be. And you know, the first generation Mustang is never going to go away. The Mustang will never go away. And I'm proud to keep that legacy going, not just for Ford and Mustang, but for all American muscle, Chevrolet and Dodge. And that's what CPD is about. And that's what we're going to keep doing, because my family has a long legacy of building amazing muscle cars and cars in general.